Bienvenidos familia de YouTube. Welcome my YouTube family. This is Echo coming to you from Mazunte, Mexico, inside my wonderful little abode here that I feel so grateful for finding. I've got the ocean to my right and the jungle to my left, and just feeling really nurtured and supported by the environment here. And so I'm hoping that wherever you are amidst these wild times that you're finding the support that you might need. It might not be the ocean or the jungle, but within community or even one friend, finding some kind of solace, some kind of refuge for yourself. I'm wishing that for you. Today's practice is going to be very fluid and Tantric inspired. And I want to also acknowledge that when I say that this is a Tantric yoga flow, that doesn't mean that we have to go into sexuality. There is a misconception here when the word Tantra comes into play. And the reality is that Tantra is in everything. Tantra is life. It is prana, life energy, the kundalini, Shakti energy that courses up the nerves of the body here, up the spine. And where it can get confused is when we are fully awakened to our potential and truly settled into, our physical being, our energetic being, mind, heart, breath, body connection. Then a side effect of that can be that we also have really wonderful sexual relationships and intimate relationships, but that's not the ultimate goal. The goal is to be so in love and in touch with ourselves, so connected to our breath and so connected to our thought patterns and so connected to energetically what's happening in our body and how we show up. That's where we want to start. And from that foundation, wondrous things can unfold. And so if that happens to be more intimacy in our life in whatever way that it is, then that's a beautiful side effect, but that's not the goal. It's about relationship to self. So what I invite for you today is if you are working with limiting belief systems, if you have anxiety or depression or stress and tension in your physical body, that you begin to soften. Like even as you sit here, you are on the other side of a screen. More than likely, no one can see you or hear you. I want you to be free to just move and to breathe and make noises in this practice and be silly and explore yourself. We get so curious about other, especially in relationship, whether it's intimate or friendship or work. We ask questions and we get curious and we find people to be fascinating and their stories to be fascinating. But I want you to turn that energy inwards and get really fascinated with yourself, get really curious about yourself. And a big part of this tantric practice, especially for me, is finding comfort and being alone, being here in the space, like diving into self-inquiry. And that's what this yoga practice is as well. It's your self-inquiry. So I invite for you today all the curiosity and also all the acceptance. As we're in Mexico, I'm sure you will hear the background noises of the ocean, which is pleasant, but also construction. You'll hear the birds, which are pleasant. Then you might hear a chainsaw. But stay with me, stay in your breath, and be present. Alrighty, so let's start in the seat. You're probably already there. And taking nostril breaths here, ujjayi breaths. So equal inhalations and exhalations through the nostrils. And let's just shut the eyes down here for 5 full rounds of breath. And let the breath start from the belly, moving up through the diaphragm across the chest. And let it be slow. Just take in what you need, let go of what feels good. No stress here. So when we come to yoga, we're not trying to be the perfect practitioner. We're just letting our body create connection. So those full breaths, moving from the belly up through the diaphragm, across the chest. A few more rounds. slowly let go of focusing so much on the breath. Let's just take an inhale, reach the arms up. You can look up. Exhale, pull hands down through heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale up. And exhale, bring hands to the back of the head. Clasp the fingers together. Open the heart space. Let's just have a nice back bend here. A few breaths here, letting the heart be open. And just checking in with your wonderful body here. How are we feeling today? How is the breath? How is the mind? Let's take an inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring hands to heart center. Thumbs into sternum, and just create intention here. So this is a big part of the spiritual practice as well, taking this outside the physical. Why have you shown up? Maybe you didn't know before, but you can decide now. Maybe it's just to be present. Maybe it's to accept, it's to surrender. Maybe it's to love yourself a bit more, to love others a bit more. Create intention to take throughout your practice. And we're going to take one collective Om together. Let's take an inhale through the nostrils to prepare and begin. And slowly blink the eyes open. And let's go ahead and come on to all fours. So coming on to all fours, I'm going to go through a couple of cat and cow here just to get into the fluidity of the spine. Take an inhale, let the belly drop, look forward. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, belly drops, look forward. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to neutral spine. And you can look at me for a moment. We're going to add our voices in here. So this tantric practice today is to really get comfortable with the throat chakra. Speaking our needs, knowing ourselves. So we're going to make a little bit of sound. And from this chakra, on the exhalation, when we're moving through cat and cow, we're just going to go. So making a little sound that's going to tickle the throat, vibrate, creating some energy here down the throat center. So let's get playful. Don't get scared. You've got this. Take an inhale, belly drops, look forward. Take that entire exhale to do that rounding. When you're ready to inhale, belly drops. And again on the exhale. Inhale. Last one, you got this. Inhale. Let's go ahead and come back to neutral. Spread the knees, sit back onto the heels. Take child's pose, forehead to the earth. Outstretch the arms. On prayer, prasad to the earth, to Mama Gaia that supports us. And a big part of tantric philosophy is really just appreciating even these inanimate objects, the earth beneath you, even if you're in an apartment or a high rise, high above the ground, feeling that earth beneath you that always supports you no matter what. Finding deep devotional love for something outside of yourself as you come into relationship with self. Let's take an inhale, come to tabletop. And we're going to get a little bit more fluid and cat-like here. Take the hands out to the sides, fingers tracking out. If you've done practice with me before, you've probably done this one. We're going to sweep the hips over towards the right elbow, open the heart space, getting really fluid here. Might feel a little silly at first. And then sweep the hips all the way back in a C shape towards the left elbow. Open the chest. Let's sweep all the way back again towards the right. And then let the belly drop through center, open the heart space. You can wiggle it out here, do a little chest wiggle. Let's move to the left and just begin to draw large circles. So any kind of spiraling energy in our practice can really wake up the energetic body. So we have these wonderful energies moving through the body that maybe we can't see, but we can feel. And there is this system in the body called the koshas, and it moves from our outermost being, so our skin, all the way into the visceral organs and into the part of ourselves that we can't see, the soul, the Godhead, whatever you want to call it. Move in the opposite direction when it feels organic. And so the idea of the energy bodies is that when we really get into connection with our breath through this movement, we can have somewhat mystical experiences that we can't explain for why we feel certain things in our bodies. So just, again, get curious. If you find any areas that you're curious about, you can pause and breathe there. You can do any kind of movements that feel organic. And come back up to tabletop when you're ready. In tabletop, let's tuck the toes under, press the hips back. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Sink the heels down towards the earth, maybe slight bend in the knees. For most of us, we probably have some tight back lines here. So the fascial fabric that runs down the entire back side of the body, if it's bunched up, especially if you're practicing in the morning, then you might need some bent knees. That's completely fine. Relax the shoulders, let the head fall down here, and just press firmly into the palms. Again, we're going to get a little silly as we walk forward. So I want you to bring the big toes together, and you're going to kind of just cross the left foot over the right, right over the left, and you're going to slowly walk forward. You might have to come onto the fingertips, bend the knees more, but we're getting into the lateral lines. Get a little creative as you come forward. Maybe lean to the side. Maybe you bend the elbows. Take your time as you come all the way forward. And we're just getting into all the areas of the body, lateral line, posterior, anterior, fold in. Slight bend in the knees. Take opposite elbows here and just rock from side to side. And we're just learning different ways to move our bodies. Sometimes in yoga, we can be very rigid with alignment. So we're becoming more fluid since we are composed of water, just tuning into that water-like nature. Hands to the earth, press into the feet, inhale slowly, very, very slowly, press into the feet and begin to unwind up like you're waking up in the morning. Take your time, go as slow as you can. And when we tune into this more watery substance that we get into the second chakra, Svadhisthana, which we talk about a lot in Tantra. Roll the shoulders back. Let the hands come down alongside the body. And this is that chakra that is our energy center of our sexuality, our intimacy, how we feel about our body, how we feel about who we are. So take an inhale, reach the arms up. And pause here. Let the shoulders roll down the back. Power stance, looking out in front of you proudly. So who is it that you think you are? How do you feel in your skin? Do you feel comfortable here? How can you be more comfortable? Relax the muscles in the face and in the belly. Let yourself be proud and big. Take another full breath in, full sigh out. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, bow down. Let the hips go back first, presenting the chest slowly down to the ground like you're diving Fingertips to the earth, fold in. Wonderful. Construction is underway. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank position, top of a push-up. Really, you can think of yoga as construction as well. It's very metaphorical. We are working to build a deep connection, a strong foundation of body, mind, spirit. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring the knees down, bring the chest down, keep the hips up high. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly, open the heart, slight pressure in the palms and then the tops of the feet. Exhale, hips to heels, tuck the toes. Press back, downward facing dog. And let's step the right foot forward, bring the left knee down, reach the arms up. Anjaneyasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to heart, twist to the right, left elbow outside the right knee. Nice open chest. And maybe the right arm reaches up, left arm reaches down. You can stay here. If you have a bind, right arm can wrap around towards the left hip, left arm underneath that right thigh, taking a bind. Do not do this if you're having shoulder issues. It's just an option. Be kind to yourself. Let's everyone take an inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to the earth. Bring the hips back towards the left heel, right toes point up. Inhale, bend into the right knee. Fingertips can just dance towards the ground, back bend. Exhale, dance the arms forward, hips back, look down, kind of like a little praying mantis. Inhale, forward, open the chest. We're very dramatically back bending. Exhale, dance the arms forward, hips back, like that prowess. Inhale, forward. And exhale back. So just getting playful with it. If you want to just stay in a static position, that's wonderful too. Let's go one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, bend into the right knee. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the left foot forward, right knee down, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, twist to the left, right elbow outside the left knee, nice open chest. Staying here or expanding the wings open. Pausing here or maybe taking the bind, bend that left elbow behind you. Reach the right arm under. This side is very tough for me, I'm gonna be honest. Then we inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, hands to the earth, bring the hips back towards the right heel, left toes up, so that prowess. Inhale, bend in, open the heart. Exhale, dance the hips back, arms forward, fold in. Inhale, bend into the knee, open the heart. Exhale, back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come forward. And this time, step forward, fold. Fold in here, take opposite elbows, move from side to side. Hands to the earth. And now slowly as we roll up, you're just gonna bounce a little bit, like a little dancing skeleton moving from side to side. Let the arms hang, come all the way up. And just bounce it out a little bit. You can let the breath out. All right, so I'm gonna stand in the middle of the mat. We're gonna do some circling here. So take the feet about as wide as the mat. This is gonna look different for all of us. So don't worry about looking like me. I want you to look like you and do what feels good for you. But let's take an inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, let the body fall to the left a bit. The left knee might bend and you just scoop down through center. Reach up to the right. Get nice and long. Maybe come up onto those left hip toes. And then exhale, fold through center, move over to the left. Now you may come all the way in a circle. Come up through center and fall to the right. And we're just gonna make big circles. Get creative with the arms. Explore what feels good. So you're gonna notice I bend my knees a lot. Maybe one arm comes up and then the other. But get creative. You'll feel into different sides of the body. Move in the opposite direction when you want. And this is just getting the energy moving through all planes of the physical body. Connect that breath. So still deep, equal inhalations through the nostrils. Let's go for 2 more rounds of breath. Make sure you don't get too dizzy. And come back up. Hands alongside the body. Just take a moment here. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. Feel that organic nature of your body here. Listen to your breath. Feel the heart beating in the chest. Hopefully you can hear the ocean over the hammers. And just take in some appreciation here for a moment. Let a smile come across your face for what an exquisite gift you've been given to have a body. Notice what stories come up in your mind if you feel good holding your heart or belly, or if judgment comes in. Open the eyes, bend the knees deeply, and come into a yogi squat. Hands come to heart center, elbows inside the knees. And you can find a little bounce from side to side. And a big part of the practice for you, I invite, is if when you're standing in that and I ask you how you feel about yourself, if any limiting belief systems come up, any judgments, to do your best to breathe those away. On the exhalation, feel your feet grounding into the earth, holding your heart, just feeling supported, and knowing that even if you don't feel like you're loved, if things feel anxious or stressful or lonely, that you are love, you know? You are love inside, and the world supports you. This earth supports you. It's going to be there for you every day to hold you. And air will be there every day for you to breathe. Bring hands down behind you, and we're going to come down to a seat. Bring the feet together, creating a diamond shape here for Supta Baddha Konasana. And we're going to bring the hands back behind us and slowly come down onto the back. You can take the arms up overhead, take opposite elbows if that feels good, and open the heart space. And just enjoy the hips as they're open. If it's too much to have the arms above, just let them rest alongside your body. That's completely fine. We stay here for 5 rounds of breath, just allowing ourselves to ground in, to arrive, to let go, to surrender. And I invite you, if you would like to stay for a Shavasana, to pause my voice and take a nice long Shavasana. But for the rest of us, we're going to take a nice long inhale, lengthen out, stretch nice and long. And exhale, knees into chest, falling over to the left or right side. Taking a moment in fetal pose to just really appreciate your innocence, your childlike qualities. And generally, it is the child that judges, that seeks acceptance, that seeks external to itself. So give it love here, give it acknowledgement. Just acknowledging that sometimes life can be tough, being human can be tough, all the feelings, all the things. But really learning each day in your yoga practice to love yourself more and more. Because truly, the more that we love ourselves, the more that we can love and embrace the world. And that is Tantra, is to be so connected to our internal self, to be so in love with ourself. And that love exudes from us into a world in such a powerful way. Press the hands up. Come into a seat. Keep the eyes shut down here for a moment. And again, hand to heart, one hand to belly. Just a couple of breaths here. Everything that you need, all the love, all the acceptance, the nurturing, all the power exists right here within this physical form. Palms together at heart center, bowing head to heart. And I hope for you great ease and peace and self-love and compassion and activation of your sensuality, your self-love, your brilliance, your light. Mucho amor de mí a ti. So much love from me to you. And I hope to see you again next time. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining me here in Mazunte, Mexico. And I hope that you enjoyed that practice and that you're feeling a little bit more fluid and inviting in your body. I encourage you to pick a song that you like and do a little dance. Dancing is always something, it's a medicine for me, un medicina podre, a powerful medicine for me to move trauma and sadness and grief and joy and rapture and all the feelings through my body. It's this deep purifier. So I encourage you, even if you feel silly, to just shut the door where no one can see you, turn on a song that allows you to feel that water-like nature of yourself and just be free. Mwah. See you again soon.